Hey bookworms, welcome back to the Book Summary Podcast.
And you know we love a good Colleen Hoover book around here.
So today we are doing a deep dive into It Starts With Us, which of course
is the sequel to It Ends With Us.
You guys know, I love a good sequel. And everyone online is buzzing about it, so we just had to cover it.
So if you haven't read the book yet,
Definitely go check it out.
but if you have,
Or even if you haven't, stick around because we're going to unpack
we see details.
all the character developments, twists and turns.
Give it a like if you're excited.
Yes, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss a single page of our deep dive.
I think what's so interesting about It Starts With Us is that we pick up literally right where we left off with It Ends With Us. But
Yeah.
this time we get to see more of Atlas's perspective. And if you remember, It Ends With Us ended with Lily making that huge decision
Heartbreaking decision.
to leave Ryle, her abusive husband.
Even though she was pregnant with her daughter, it was tough.
So in It Starts With Us, we see Lily as a single mom now,
Yeah.
and she's running her own flower shop.
Called Bibbs.
Bibbs, right. And she's raising her daughter, Emerson, and
She's doing a great job.
she's thriving. She's really resilient.
Yes.
And you see her strength in this book, and
It's inspiring.
really inspiring to see her breaking free from her past.
Yeah, and choosing to create this new life for herself and for her daughter.
And to make sure she never goes back. She keeps a list
Oh, the
of all the horrible things Ryle did.
Oh my gosh, it's brutal. Every time they mention that list in the book,
Yeah.
my heart breaks a little bit.
Yeah, it's a reminder of everything she went through, but it also shows her strength and her determination to protect herself and her daughter.
Definitely. But then Atlas reappears in her life.
Yes.
Back in Boston.
And he's a successful chef now.
Oh my gosh, what a glow up.
Owns his own restaurant called Corrigan's. And it's just amazing to see how far he's come. You know, if you think back to when he was homeless as a teenager,
Yeah.
and Lily was the one who showed him kindness,
Yeah.
gave him a safe place to stay.
It's just beautiful.
Full circle moment for them.
I love how their past is kind of woven into their present.
And their future.
Yeah. But of course there are complications, right?
Right.
Because Ryle is still very much in the picture.
Yeah. He's got a key to her apartment.
Okay, that's creepy.
He's always bringing her dinner. It's like,
Trying to insert himself back into her life.
and I think this part of the story really highlights how difficult it is to leave an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
It's not always a clean break, and you see
Yeah.
Ryle trying to control her, trying to manipulate her.
I just want to yell at the book and be like, girl, change the logs. But, you know,
But it is realistic. I mean,
yeah, it's really well written, and you see that emotional complexity that Lily's dealing with, you know?
yeah. You know, trying to detach from him completely. And it's hard.
It is. And that's where her support system becomes really important.
Yes.
We see her best friend, Alyssa.
And her brother-in-law, Marshall.
They're like fiercely protective of her.
They're the best.
They're the best
It's the
friends.
support system that everybody needs.
Yeah. And they offer advice and a shoulder to cry on. And
Or even humor when it's nutted.
yeah, they bring in some lightness to kind of balance out.
All the drama.
Yes.
So on top of all that,
Yeah.
we also get a bit of a mystery
Okay.
that kind of ties into Atlas's past. Remember all those incidents at Bibbs
Yes.
with the vandalism?
Someone breaking in, spray painting messages, and then they even target Atlas's restaurant, Corrigan's.
Yeah, and it's like, who would do such a thing?
So creepy.
But as the story unfolds, we start to get these clues that connect to Atlas's past
Oh, yeah.
and his childhood. And if you remember, he always talked about his difficult childhood, but we didn't really know the specifics.
Right.
And then, bam, it's revealed that he has a younger brother
Oh.
named Josh.
I did not see that coming.
And Josh was abandoned by their mother.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a lot to unpack right there.
So Atlas is suddenly thrust into this new role
A guardian.
and mentor for Josh.
And it's so interesting because it mirrors the support that Lily gave him when he was younger.
Right.
And for those of you who haven't hit that subscribe button yet, make sure you do, because we're
Yeah.
just getting to the good stuff. We've got
Atlas juggling his feelings for Lily while also
Paula and figuring out how to be a good brother to Josh. It's a lot.
the drama is just beginning, guys, so
Yeah.
stay tuned for the rest of this deep dive.
Where we'll unpack all those relationship twists
Emily's secret.
and all those heart-stopping moments that Colleen Hoover is known for.
And you know what else adds another layer to this story?
What's that?
Those journal entries from Lily's teenage years.
Oh, yeah, those are great.
Like little time capsules, right?
Yes.
They reveal their connection, how it all started.
Their vulnerabilities, their dreams.
And I think it's really clever how these journal entries
Yeah.
aren't just about reliving the past, but they also help Lily and Atlas reconnect with their younger selves.
Yeah.
And, understand how much they've grown, and
And how their experiences have shaped them.
it adds so much depth.
Yes. I love those little glimpses into the past.
And you get to see the foundation of their bond, their shared love of finding Nemo, and it just makes their rekindled romance
so much more powerful.
so much more meaningful.
And let's be real, those journal entries also have
Some steamy moments.
Yeah.
That closet scene
Oh my gosh.
when they reconnect.
Colleen Hoover knows how to.
Turn up the heat.
But it's not just about the physical attraction.
Right. It really reflects their deep emotional connection.
Yeah.
The vulnerability
And trust.
they've built over time.
I love how the relationship is built on respect and understanding.
And they just really get each other.
Mm-hmm. It's heartwarming.
And super sexy.
But as their relationship progresses, we see Ryle's reactions. Oh boy.
Start to become more and more problematic.
Yeah, that possessiveness, that anger, it just keeps escalating.
And it creates a dangerous situation.
It's scary. It's a reminder that even though Lily's divorced, he still sees her as his, something he needs to control.
It's a powerful message that Colleen Hoover is conveying here about, the lasting impact of abuse and how...
It's not just physical violence.
Right.
It's emotional and psychological manipulation.
Yeah. And it just makes you think about the cycles of abuse and how difficult it is to break free.
And this is just the beginning of our deep dive.
I know.
We've got so much more to talk about. The confrontation between Atlas and Ryle.
Yeah.
The evolving relationship between Atlas and Josh.
Yeah.
The themes of second chances, forgiveness, found family.
So much good stuff.
So make sure you stay tuned for the rest of this episode.
And don't forget to like
And subscribe
to the Book Summary Podcast for more insight into this book and so many more.
We'll see you soon. So we left off with some major tension brewing between Atlas and Ryle.
So much tension.
And it all comes to a head
Yeah.
at Corrigan's, Atlas's restaurant.
Right.
When Ryle sees Lily and Atlas together, I mean, his jealousy and possessiveness have just been building and building.
Yeah, it's like a ticking time bomb. You know it's coming.
And when it explodes, whoa!
Ryle just loses it.
He lashes out at Atlas, accuses him of stealing Lily away. I mean...
Classic Ryle.
Classic Ryle.
Thinking he owns her.
Exactly. And of course, Alice...
Mr. Protective over here.
Yeah, he's not going to just stand there and take it.
No.
He stands up for Lily, defends their relationship,
Yeah.
and things escalate pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah.
It gets physical.
It's brutal. But it really highlights just how dangerous Ryle's possessiveness is, even though Lily's divorced.
Right. He still sees her as his property, something he has to control.
I felt so bad for Lily in this scene.
Yeah, it's tough, but this confrontation forces Lily to make a choice, She has to decide who she's going to stand by, who she's going to trust.
Yeah.
And in that moment, she realizes she can't live in fear of Ryle anymore.
It's such a pivotal moment for her. She finally chooses Atlas.
She chooses love and a future free from abuse.
Yeah. It's like she reclaims her agency, takes control of her life.
It's so powerful.
And speaking of powerful relationships,
Okay.
let's talk about the bond that develops between Atlas and his younger brother, Josh.
I love their relationship. It's so heartwarming, but it's not all easy.
Yeah. It's definitely complicated.
It kind of mirrors Atlas's own past, right?
Right. It's like history is repeating itself.
But this time, Atlas has the chance to be the supportive figure that he never had.
Yeah. And he steps up. He provides Josh with stability, love, guidance.
I know. He's such a good brother.
But it's not easy. Josh is dealing with abandonment issues.
Yeah, from their mother. He pushes back against Atlas at first.
Yeah, understandable. He doesn't trust easily.
But Atlas gets it. He's patient. He's persistent.
He's been there.
Yeah, he understands that pain. And eventually, he breaks through those walls and they build this incredible bond.
Yeah, it's inspiring.
And it really parallels Lily and Atlas's connection, Lily saw the potential in Atlas when he was a struggling teenager.
Yeah.
And now Atlas sees that same potential in Josh.
I love that. It's like this beautiful cycle of support and redemption.
It is. They're both getting second chances in a way.
Yeah, it shows how even after facing adversity, you can still create positive change.
And as Lily and Atlas grow closer, they start envisioning a future together, so they decide to move in, creating a blended family with Emerson and Josh.
Oh, I love that.
And it really speaks to the power of found family.
Yeah, they're building a life together.
Yeah, based on love and shared experiences.
It's not your typical family structure.
Right, but it works for them.
Because family isn't just about blood, right?
Exactly. It's about the people who love and support you unconditionally.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
But, we can't forget about those journal entries.
Oh, those journal entries, they keep popping up.
Right. And they continue to add depth to their relationship. They kind of provide context for their action.
Yeah, they revisit those journals together.
Reliving the happy and painful moments from their past.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like a form of therapy for them.
It is. It helps them understand each other on a deeper level.
And then there's one journal entry in particular that really becomes a turning point for them.
Yeah.
Lily finds a letter that Atlas wrote to her when they were teenagers.
Oh, yeah.
A letter he never meant for her to see.
Oh, that letter. So many emotions.
He basically pours his heart out.
I know.
Expresses all these deep feelings for her.
Ugh, I was sobbing.
And it reveals the depth of their connection. Even back then,
Yeah.
even as teenagers, there was something special between them.
I mean, how could you not love Atlas after reading that letter?
I know, right?
And that last line.
It is my wish for you to be my fish.
Chills.
Such a beautiful line.
So perfect.
It brings the whole story full circle, Connects back to their shared love of Finding Nemo.
It's deeper than just a movie quote,
It's symbolic, right? It shows their commitment to each other.
Yeah.
Their willingness to face anything together.
It's like Marlin and Dory navigating the ocean.
Exactly.
They're choosing to be each other's anchors.
A safe harbor in a sometimes stormy world.
So beautiful. It's like the ultimate love story.
It is. It's about finding that one person who truly sees you, accepts you, supports you no matter what.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Maybe we both are.
But before we get too emotional,
Yeah.
we need to talk about one more crucial part of the story.
Okay.
And that is Lily's list
The list.
of Ryle's abusive actions.
Yeah.
And it serves such a powerful purpose in this book. It's not just about reminding her of the past.
Right.
It's about breaking the cycle of abuse.
Exactly.
She doesn't want Emerson growing up witnessing what she went through.
It's so important.
Yeah. And it really emphasizes that generational impact of abuse.
Yeah, Lily's not just doing this for her own healing.
Right.
She's doing it to protect her daughter.
Such a powerful message.
It is. And it reminds us that we have the power to choose a different path, Create a better future for ourselves and for future generations.
It's inspiring, really.
It is.
Okay, well, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Yeah.
I want you guys to think about these characters, their journeys, the lessons they've learned.
That resonates with you.
Let us know in the comments.
And if you're enjoying this deep dive, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Book Summary Podcast.
For more juicy book discussions, just like this one.
We love talking books with you guys.
Okay, so we've talked about the characters, the drama, the romance.
The twists and turns.
But one thing that really stood out to me in It Starts With Us is how Colleen Hoover really explores the complexities of family. It's not just about Lily and Atlas's love story. It's about all these different forms that family takes throughout the book.
We see it with Lily and her mom.
Yeah.
Their relationship is definitely strained by the past, but there's still that love there.
Right. And then you have Atlas and Josh creating this new brotherly bond, even though they were separated for so long.
Yeah, and their mom was kind of a...
Piece of work.
Yeah, not the best mom.
And then even Ryle and Alyssa, as siblings, they have this conflicted dynamic, but they're still fiercely protective of each other in their own ways.
It shows you that family isn't always perfect.
No.
It's messy and complicated.
But it's still family.
It is.
And I think Colleen Hoover showing us that family isn't always about blood ties. It's about those connections we make.
The people who choose to love us and support us.
No matter what.
Exactly. And sometimes those chosen bonds are even stronger than the ones we're born with.
Definitely. Like Lily and Atlas building this new family unit with Emerson and Josh.
Yeah.
It's unconventional.
But it's beautiful.
Full of love.
And I think it's really important to see these different representations of family.
Yeah.
Because it shows us that there's no one right way to define family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And It Starts With Us doesn't shy away from the tougher aspects of family either.
All right.
We see the abuse, the trauma,
the challenges of co-parenting,
the forgiveness or lack thereof.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but Colleen Hoover handles it all with such sensitivity and honesty.
She doesn't sugarcoat things, but she also offers hope.
Yeah.
That even after experiencing these really difficult things, you can still heal and find redemption.
Her characters are just so real, you know?
They are.
They're flawed, they make mistakes.
But they keep trying.
They keep growing. And they ultimately find their way to a happy ending.
Even if it takes a while.
Or a few detours along the way.
Right. But that's life, isn't it?
Yeah.
So speaking of happy endings.
Okay, yeah.
I have to say I was very satisfied with the ending of It Starts With Us.
Me too.
It's such a testament to second chances, not just in romantic love.
Right.
But in all aspects of life, you know?
Yeah, it's a reminder that no matter what you've been through, it's never too late to start over.
To forgive yourself.
Forgive others.
And to create a brighter future.
And that final scene with Lily and Atlas.
Oh my God.
Reading those old journals together.
So good.
Reflecting on their past.
And looking forward to their future.
Ugh. It's just perfection.
It really brings everything full circle, shows how much they've both grown.
It's beautiful.
And you know, it's not just about the big picture stuff, but Colleen Hoover is really a master of those small details too, you know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The little things that make you feel like you're right there in the story with the characters.
Like you can see it, smell it, feel it.
Exactly. Her writing style is so immersive, she uses first-person narration.
Yeah.
Switching between Lily and Atlas's perspectives.
And it just pulls you right in.
And it allows us to connect with them on such a deep emotional level.
You're not just reading this story, you're living it alongside them.
Yeah. And her writing is simple, but it's so effective.
Yeah.
It gets straight to the point, captures those raw emotions, the vulnerability.
And she doesn't shy away from the tough stuff either. You know, she tackles those difficult topics head on.
But she always manages to balance it out with those heartwarming moments.
Yeah, the humor.
The humor, the love, the friendship.
You're laughing one minute and crying the next.
Exactly. But that's what makes her books so addictive, right?
So real.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that's really special about Colleen Hoover's writing is how she weaves together the past and the present so seamlessly.
Oh, yeah, those journal entries, the flashbacks.
It adds so much depth to the story.
Like you're constantly discovering new layers.
Yeah, and those little details, they stick with you long after you've finished reading.
They really do.
Yeah.
And that's what makes It Starts With Us so much more than just a romance novel.
Right. It's about growth, resilience, the power of human connection.
It's about finding your voice, breaking free from toxic patterns.
And believing in a brighter future.
So if you haven't read It Starts With Us yet.
Yeah, what are you waiting for?
Go grab a copy. You don't regret it.
Trust us.
Okay, before we officially wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you guys with one last thought to ponder. Pay attention to those recurring symbols in the book.
Oh, yes.
Like the flowers, the tattoos.
Finding Nemo references.
They all have a deeper meaning.
Yeah. Colleen Hoover is very intentional with her symbolism.
It adds layers to the story and makes you think, you know?
And that's what good books do, right? They stay with you even after you've finished reading them.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on this deep dive into It Starts With Us.
We had so much fun unpacking this book with you.
And as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts and interpretations in the comments below.
Yeah. Let us know what you think.
And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the Book Summary Podcast.
For more in-depth discussions on all your favorite reads,
we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.